What's up, headbangers, metalheads, earth dogs? This is Max Cavalera from Soulfly, and you're watching Music Insider TV. Stay metal.
What's up? I'm Jeremiah from Music Insider TV, and we're here with Delain. How's it going, man?
Good, thanks. Yeah, I'm doing great.
Good. So you guys are on tour right now with Hammerfall, and we're in San Francisco, a little over halfway of the tour. How's it been so far?
Good. It has been a really good and successful tour, actually beyond my expectations. We had really good crowd attendance, and it's really hard work though, because of course this is our first headline tour in the States. So normally it was like support, and now it's like co-headline with Hammerfall. And that's different schedule, so that makes it a little bit more work. But the group is tired but happy. Yeah. So, and we're looking forward to tonight. Yeah.
What's the best city so far?
I think Seattle was really good. Yeah, really great crowd, and yeah, it was packed, and it was wonderful. No rain even, so so Seattle does good, right?
Hopefully San Francisco can pick it up.
Yeah, it would be great.
So have you guys explored any of the cities that you've been in?
Well, because of the schedules, it's not really possible, although I know that Muriel stayed in New York City when we had a day off, and we walked around there, and I went to Pike's Market in Seattle, so that was like a 2-hour thing. After we're done, I think I will go to the Fisherman's Wharf, do all the cliche tourist stuff here. Yeah. But it's, you got a window of 2 hours or something like that, so there's not a lot you can do, but that's fine.
There's a lot of stuff around here to check out, so we were actually just doing that before we got here.
Jealous.
So this is your guys' 4th time in the States?
Let me think. We did a tour with Camelot. I think so. I wish 2 times. This is the 5th time.
5th?
Yeah.
And this is your first headline?
Yeah. That's a little bit what our agent says is like the rule to headline. The best is to do a couple support slots, good support slot, and hit the market, and then when you build up your fan base and it looks like you're ready, then headline, and that's what we're doing now. Yeah.
So you guys are from the Netherlands. Qual, is it?
What?
Qual, Netherlands? Is that where you guys are from?
No, actually that's misspelled. It's Zwolle, but it's a really strange. In English, it's a really strange name to say. I can imagine. And besides, I'm from that town, and Charlotte originally too. But everybody is like widespread in the Netherlands, so it's not really one town we're from.
Oh, so
yeah.
Do you guys like to bring your friends and family members along on tour as well?
No, well, my family tours themselves, of course, within Temptation, and my dad and my mom sometimes come to a show, but not really on tour. I got a 4-year-old son, but he has to go to school, of course. Mm-hmm. So that's the downside of this job. That when you're on tour, you don't see your son. Fortunately, you have FaceTime for that. But yeah.
So what's the tour life like for you guys?
It's actually pretty well structured, because every day, of course, is kind of the same. You come in the venue, you build up, and do your sound check, and so actually it's well structured, and in that regard, that's good, for your body and for your health. On the other hand, it's also a little bit like camp, like camping, because you're in a tour bus with a lot of people, and you don't have your own restroom or your own shower and that kind of stuff. But it has its charm. I like to tour, and of course it's wonderful to be in other countries and to work with people who are from there, and So I really like my job and I like touring, but it has to be in balance. I would not like to tour the whole year.
Yeah.
I also love to write and to be in the studio to make a new album. So there has to be a little bit in balance. But right now, the States, I love to tour, absolutely.
What are some of your warm-ups before you play?
For everybody, that's different. Everybody has their own rituals, so to say.
Yep.
And for me, it's a good question. I don't think I really have a warm-up. It's just you just wish each other good luck and yeah, then you go and it's not really like, for me there's not really a ritual I do before the show. Well, I brush my teeth. I don't know why. It's really stupid, but it makes me feel good.
Mm-hmm. So your guys' album Moonbathers came out in August of 2016. Is there like a theme around that album?
There's not it's not a concept album, so to say, but it's you can generally say the term Moonbathers comes from the lyrics Charlotte writes has to do are pretty dark most of the time because she gets inspiration when she has an issue or she feels a little bit down, and that's for her the time to write. Mm-hmm. She's totally not a down person or a depressive person, depressed person, but that's for her the time to write, and it helps, of course. And but in her lyrics, there's also always a light at the end of the tunnel. It really sounds cliche, but yeah, that's what it is. And what's a better metaphor for that than the moon?
Yeah.
Because it's dark and there's always this light, and that's a little bit, I think you can say that the theme in there, and you can find that back in the songs, which so have pretty dark lyrics. Yeah.
What are some of the lyrics about, like certain stories?
Well, that's actually, that you should ask Charlotte that, because that's like really her department, and mine is really the music.
Yeah.
So I think she can give you the best interpretation of what she wrote. So I wouldn't dare to touch that.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite tracks off Moonbathers?
Oh, well, that differs a little bit from time to time. Of course, you play it a lot live. So I think Hands of Gold is one of my favorite ones, and Glory in the Scum I like too. I think that's it. Yeah, those are, I think, my favorites.
And Alissa from Arch Enemy was featured on this album as well?
Yeah.
And it's the second album that she's been on too?
Yeah. No, it's great to have her on the album.
Well, what's it like working with Alissa?
Oh, she's a really cool person, and the advantage nowadays is that, of course, you can even work when she's in another country. She's, of course, from Canada, so we just send her the tracks, and she checks them out and does her thing, send it back, and it's always really refreshing because it's always a surprise what you actually get.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you don't send random stuff, of course. You send stuff where you think, okay, this asks for it.
Yeah.
And so it's wonderful to have her on those records. Of course, for her too. It's something which she has to like. So it's when you ask somebody, it's always, you have to see if somebody is okay with it or not, and we were lucky and she liked it. So
that's good.
Yeah.
So Moonbather has been out for a little while, almost a year. So have you guys been writing any new music at all? Actually,
I started to get a little bit into the mood of writing just before we left on tour. I got a new system at home, a computer system with plugins and stuff. So I prepped that and I started writing a little bit. So I have a couple of small things, but the real chunk of the writing process will come after the tour. So this summer, and let's see how it goes. It's never something you can predict, the creative process. But I'm really in the mood, and I have high hopes we can come up with something cool. So yeah.
Well, when you guys write albums, do you try to change bits and pieces of it so you're not, say, recreating the same album again? add new
That
elements?
actually goes by itself automatically because as a person you change. So and what you like changes with that, and it's always a little bit of balance because you have your own sound and your own way of making music, and that's also good because people can recognize you. But on the other hand, you want to be refreshing, so it's a little bit of balance. But you know, you shouldn't write in a way like, okay, we're aiming for this or aiming for that. You should just let it flow. And yeah, for us, it always works like that. We have a really strong team, a writers team, and yeah, I'm really happy with that. Yeah, I have confidence it will work out again.
So when I was researching your albums, I've noticed something between most of them. They all the album arts have a certain like image of a girl on it. Is there any story behind that, or is that just?
We work with an artist who was actually based in California. I don't think he's based here anymore, Glenn Arthur, and we really liked his style. It's kind of sweet, but on the other hand, it's also kind of dark. For example, he has, with a lot of his paintings, he has a butterfly with a gas mask on. You know, a butterfly is pretty like sweet thing to like sweet image, and then gas mask makes it totally different, and that's like that switch is something I really like, and Charlotte too, and it's also his style in general, and it's kind of becoming part of us. You know, people recognize us also because of the artwork, because it's different, and so it's deliberate. Yeah, absolutely. And he always writes, or he always draws women. That's one of his things, his style, and all different kinds of women, and yeah, so that's what we have on our covers as well.
That's cool. So you guys have a VIP meet and greet package on this tour as well. How do you like meeting all these fans?
Yeah, fantastic. It gives a lot of energy and really a lot of positive energy. It's great to meet them and to see what moves them, and you get to know your fans better. And because of the fans, we can be here. So yeah, it's a pleasure meeting them. Absolutely.
Have you ever received any gifts from any fans at all?
Oh, a lot. A lot, absolutely. Yeah, we got some whiskey fans in the band, so we get more bottles than we actually can drink. Well, in the end, actually, we can drink it, and so this is really a whiskey tour, I have to say. I'm a big fan of chocolates. We get a lot of chocolate. Yeah, we get a lot of gifts. We're spoiled. We have a very loyal fan base.
That was great. To finish it off, what are some of your inspirations to become an artist?
Yeah, actually, I didn't really plan to become a musician. It just happened for me. And, you know, first I started with Temptation when I was very young, 16, 17. And I got sick after that, so I had to leave the band. I'm really happy I could leave the band because it was like at that time exploding, and I really couldn't cope physically. And then I thought, okay, let's do it one more time. Let's try something on my own, and that became Delain, and now I'm here. So it was not really a planned thing. And in terms of music, there are a lot of artists which inspires me. And that goes from the Police Sting or Genesis, but it can also be Pantera, for example. I'm a big fan of Tuomas, Nightwish, so it's wonderful to tour with them. It can be a lot of things, from really hard stuff to really soft stuff, and
a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, but I specifically like minor stuff, like and I mean, sounds like starting. I mean minor chord stuff.
Yeah.
That's something which touches me. I'm a pretty melancholic guy, so yeah.
Well, thank you for taking time to speak with us. This has been Jeremiah from MusicInsiderTV with Delain.